inbound, you will have to remain outside a 20-mile area at all times until he lands. Okay, you need to, right, he's airborne now, I mean, he's inbound now about 50 miles out, but as soon as he's within range, you will have to stay outside of 20 miles.
Yeah, we're currently holding at about 200 feet just above our helipad so we can talk. We're squawking 0446.
Okay, you're probably too low. You out in the gallery area?
Yes, sir, that's correct. We're going to be working around the space shuttle and then going to Ellington, and we do have approval for that.
Copter 28 Tango, radar contact 10 miles northwest of Hobby. Now tell me what you want to do.
We'd like to come in, hold around downtown, waiting on the shuttle to come in, and then we'll be heading to Ellington after they circle downtown.
Copter 28 Tango, cleared into Bravo airspace, probably altimeter 3011. How close to the airport do you want to come?
Once we finish downtown, if via 45 to Ellington.
Copter 28 Tango, approved as requested. Let me know when you start wanting to go down 45 to Hobby.
Very good, sir. We'll just hold in the corridor or just inside on downtown, around downtown.
Copter 28 Tango, roger. Presently, Hobby is landing on 12 right, so aircraft will be overflying out front.
Very good, sir. We'll keep it nice and low for you.
To orbit?
We've had through Foxtrot affirmative. I might leave you there until we get a little bit closer. I may let you come in closer, maybe towards the approach end of 30 left if you prefer. You'll be doing a low approach down 22 and then turning a 180 southbound after that. Presently, though, we are departing off of runway 212.
And 93 Fox, roger that, sir. Understood. And do you have an ETA on him?
He is presently, let's get his map here, about 15 miles to the east side Intercontinental, do that low approach Intercontinental. We've probably got still another at least 15 minutes.
Roger that, 15 minutes. Thank you.
Requesting vectors to Astro 95.
99, roger, flight heading 360.
Okay, 360, Astro 99.
Yeah.
Astro 99 at 2500.
Roger. He's 12 o'clock and about 15 miles.
Okay, Astro 99, and you got an altitude on him?
Get back going.
1,600. He's about just 6 miles east of Intercontinental now.
Okay, Astro 99.
Okay, 600 Mike Lima, thank you very much. You said he's going to be passing over Hobby as well before Ellington?
Has Bobby passed?
He'll be restricted. He was 150 feet.
Wow, that's going to be awesome. Okay, thanks, sir.
150 feet at the runway. He'll be at 1,500 feet come down final, and then he'll descend to 150.
Roger that. Appreciate it.
I'm just letting you know, he's about a 5-mile final for 1-5 up Intercontinental, so he should be in your vicinity here in about 5 minutes.
We do appreciate it. We're going to try to, we're trying to look for him now. We'll follow him in once he leaves downtown.
Yeah, I'll point him out to you once he gets off of, he gets past the 1-5 up there.
We do appreciate it, sir. We're working on the still shots, and I believe 13's doing the video.
Said you're doing stills?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1013's probably doing the sub-gun now. Come on the east side of downtown, then he's going to turn southwestbound and go across the south side of downtown and then head out towards the dome.
Very good, sir. We're staying on the east side for the light, and then once we get him here, we're going to head towards you. And if you don't mind, we'll come direct to the tower and stay clear.
Yeah, I'll get you about a mile or so north of the terminal.
Sounds great, sir.
And be advised, it's doing a low approach now on 1-5.
Very good. We're looking for him.
T-38 that will be near the
we are aware. We've been talking with the T-38. We've got the shuttle in sight now.
Roger, Mike Lima, runway heading 140. The shuttle is coming into Hobby right now.
140, 600 Mike Lima.
The aircraft in sight?
Verify you got both, the T-38 and the 74?
Yes, sir. We have both of them.
Okay, we'll maintain this separation from both. Caution wake turbulence.
Caution wake turbulence. 28 Tango.
2 miles. You can head eastbound south for about a 12-mile final.
Roger that.
I think they might be heading out towards San Jacinto Monument, get a couple of pictures out that way.
That's fine. Understood.
Let you know when he rolls in down.
And Hobby Tower, Sky 13's with you at 1,000.
Sky 13, Hobby Tower, Roger, radar contact, just northeast of Berry, cleared and Bravo, airspace, altimeter 3011. Where did you want to hit?
We're just going to follow the shuttle down to Clear Lake and Johnson Space Center. I imagine get him landing at Ellington.
Okay, Sky 13, Roger, so you're going to let him pass and follow?
That's affirmative.
Sky 13, Roger, I got traffic holding a mile north of the airport and traffic maybe a mile east of the airport, both helicopters.
Copy that, we'll expedite our crossing.
Roger. Designer 3 Foxtrot, he's over the monument now. I don't know if he's inbound yet. I'm going to have to move you a little bit south. You can come inbound towards the triangle when you want.
93 Fox, come inbound towards the triangle.
13?
Sky 13, Tower.
Astro 95, it looks like he's back to the west again. I guess he's going to be making a southerly turn here at some point.
I'm not sure. Let me talk to the tower.
Climb out, left turn 1500, 180.
Astro 95, thanks for the show. Contact approach 134.45.
3445, Astro 95 Heavy, thanks for letting us do that.
You're going to go south or you're going to go towards Ellington?
We go towards Ellington following the shuttle.
Sky 13, Roger, proceed eastbound, maintain the separation from the other helicopters.
Sky 13, Wilco.
Helicopter 28 Tango, Sky 13 just north of you at 1,000 feet, also going eastbound.
28 Tango has that traffic. We'll maintain visual until he gets behind us. We'll keep it low for him.
The police 93 Fox, 2 helicopters north of the airport turning eastbound.
93 Fox, be looking for sir, no joy.
Roger.
Helicopter 28 Tango's with you.
Helicopter 28 Tango, Ellington Tower, what's your intentions?
We'd like to hold for the shuttle on its approach.
3 Fox, traffic's 12 o'clock, 1 mile helicopter, 900.
93, roger that, sir. Maintain visual.
3 Fox, Roger. Please, 93 Fox, separation, please.
And 93, say again, sir.
93 Fox, maintain visual separation from Sky 13.
Roger that, will do. Thank you.
To 3 o'clock, half mile, 400 below you.
Sky 13, I've got that traffic out in front of me in sight.
Hobby Tower, Life Flight 6, 8 southwest for the Met Center, please.
Flight 6, Hobby Tower, radar contact 8 miles south from Met Center, cleared in Bravo airspace, altimeter 3012.
3012, Life Flight 6.
Hobby Tower, Sky 13, request.
Sky 13, go.
Yes, there's a positive. Is it possible to go southbound along the Gulf Freeway at this point?
Sky 13 approved.
Sky 13, thanks.
Yes, sir, we'd like to remain west of the runway and also just get the shots coming in.
Go on, Roger. Remain west of 17 right, 35 left at all times.
We will comply.
Southbound over I-45.
Place 93 Fox, approved. You got Sky 13 in sight southeast of you.
Roger that, sir.
Bravo airspace to southeast.
You want to switch over to tower?
Yeah, I did that a while ago. I guess you missed it. 126.05, see you later.
106.05.
Tango Series, 3 o'clock now, 2 miles southeastbound, 1,500 feet.
Tango Sierra, we're looking.
Ellington Tower, Sky 13.
Sky 13, Ellington Tower.
We're just to the west of you right here at 1,000 feet. Like to transition to Delta, obviously following the shuttle. Is he inbound for landing at this time?
Sky 13 negative, not inbound at the moment. Proceed as requested, and where do you need to be?
We're just going to kind of stay out of his way and follow him around his flight path back into landing with you.
Okay, Sky 13 on E-Free to remain west of runway 35 left at all times. The shuttle is inbound now.
Sky 13 will keep it west of 35 at all times.
Police helicopter 93 Fox.
Police 93 Foxtrot, Ellington Tower.
Yes, sir. I'd like permission to enter your airspace and basically stay west of I-45.
Police 93 Foxtrot, Roger, proceed as requested. Remain west of runway 17 right, 35 left at all times.
93 Fox, roger that, sir.
Master 95, how low do you need to go, sir?
Alpha Flight Line 9.
Negative, Astro 9 or 5 Heavy, how low do you need to go, sir? Day 13, proceed direct to the ramp. Use caution. There's a few helicopters just west of runway 35 left, low level.
813, we'll be looking.
Ellington, Sky 13, I've got a 206 in sight that's just out and off my nose here, 12 o'clock.
Sky 13, roger. Maintain visual separations with that traffic.
Sky 13, Wilco.
Tower.
Astro 95, Ellington Tower. Confirm you are coming back to set up for a landing in Ellington.
Astro 95 will come back for another low approach and then break out from that after for a full stop.
Astro 95, brother.
Down, we're just going to reverse course and come back in.
Sky 13, roger, no problem, and he is inbound.
Sky 13, thanks so much for your help.
Minutes to the turnaround point.
Scout 35 Whiskey, roger. And traffic about 10 southwest, currently northbound, a heavy Boeing 747, 1,700 feet with the shuttle on his back.
November 810, Alpha Foxtrot Tower, crossing 12 left, only 17.
And 35 Whiskey, we'll be looking at trying to stay out of the way.
Tower Vertex 40, so we've got that other helicopter in sight.
Vertex 40 Hotel, roger, Squawk, VFR, fleet change approved. See you later.
Squawk VFR, Mr. Change approved. Thanks for the help.
95, it looks like he's turning inbound for landing at this time.
Astro 95 negative, we'll make another pass over the Clear Lake area.
Astro 95, thank you, sir.
Ellington Tower, helicopter 28 Tango is going to go ahead and set it down for fuel.
Helicopter 28 Tango, roger, at the ramp, landing at your whiskey. Use caution, wind 0607.
28 Tango.
Here's A Zulu uniform, the shuttle's at 12 o'clock at about 12 miles eastbound right now at 1300.
8 Zulu uniform, looking, thanks.
Yeah, he's hard to see that far away, but he's definitely there.
For another flyby at Ellington, the 35 left.
Astro 95, roger that, no problem, you're number 1. Runway 35 left, check waves down, the winds are 0706, cleared for the Astro.
Astro 95 heavy copy, this will just be a flyby.
Roger that.
Sorry, say again.
Astro 95 heavy, you say intentions now?
For 95 heavy, we'll make one more lap around the Clear Lake area and then come in for full stop.
Astro 95 heavy, roger.
Astro 95 heavy.
Astro 95 heavy, Ellington Tower.
Astro 95 heavy, we're going to take extended downwind and turn around and come in for full stop.
Astro 95 heavy, roger.
Tower, Astro 95 is base, turning in for full stop.
Astro 95, runway 35 left, check waves down, the winds are 060 at 6, clear to land.
Astro 95 heavy, clear to land.
1-1, is the shuttle still up, still out flying?
He's on about a mile final at Ellington.
Okay, we don't have a visual on it. Thanks, we'll see you. 123.8 for 011.
Yeah.
Runway 4.
Okay, Astro 99, request to carry through 35 left and then pitch out and report initial for runway 4.
Astro 99, roger, proceed as requested.
Astro 99. Astro 95.
Astro 99, roger, no problem, proceed as requested to initiative 35 left.
Okay, and at the end of that, we'll break and report a right base to 22.
Okay, on that one, it's going to have to be runway 4 now. I've got traffic on fine at runway 4, and you'll be interfering with them.
Okay, Astro 999, after the initial, and just tell me which way you want to go.
Roger that.
And Ellington 93 Fox, sir, I want to verify I am approved at my present location.
Police 93 Fox, affirmative. You can stay there, not a problem, as long as you remain west of runway 422.
Understood. Stay west of 422. And Ellington Tower, Police 93 Fox, sir. Finished up here. We'd like to depart the airspace, get handed off to Hobby. Sure appreciate your help.
Place 93 Foxtrot, about to proceed as requested. Stand by this frequency for now.
Roger that, sir.
And Police 93 Foxtrot, just confirm you have Scott 13 in sight?
Affirmative, sir. I got them in sight, maintaining visual.
Police 93 Foxtrot, roger. 040 at 5, clear to land.
Okay, stand 35 left.
I'm sorry, runway 4. Disregard that, it'll be runway 4.
Okay, runway 4, gear down, Astro 99, clear left.
We're about a mile to the southwest right now, Tom, and you can see it is getting closer to the ground. I was concerned about that landing gear, but I'm hearing from the pilot that that's the way they're supposed to look, kind of tilted up like that when it hits the ground. I guess they all four hit the ground. But it's looking good right now, making a good approach, getting ready to go to the runway right now, Tom. Ought to be touching down any second. Endeavour. That Texas flag, I got it. Yeah, somebody's got a Texas flag sticking out of the roof. Yeah, and right above the cockpit. Somebody opened like a sunroof.
kept the shuttle from making the trip as scheduled. You know, oddly enough, the last flight of the shuttle Endeavour, which took off May 16th, 2011, was late too. It was late too. It was supposed to take off on May 10th, 2011. But she's here now, and what a sight to see. I love it when it catches the sunlight. It really sparkles.
It is really an amazing, amazing vehicle. But I'm trying to think, they probably had somebody from Florida who didn't know about a Texas flag, because they gave the pilots a flag in an upside down position. You know, if you look at that Texas flag, the white should be on top, but it isn't that.
Maybe it was just a rough flight,
A
Jose.
very memorable landing.
That's in the oops category. Oops.
NASA doesn't have many oops, though.
No, but there's no up or down in space, really. So maybe that's the
What I was
point.
saying earlier is I just love seeing the NASA logo next to, you know, United States written on that space shuttle, you know,
flag.
and then the flag there, and then, of course, the Texas flag wasn't upside down. I mean, but that's the way it should be, you know, those components together. It really
Andrea,
is.
if you're still with us, Andrea, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, earlier you spoke to an astronaut, Clayton Anderson, who gave some unique perspectives, and we, of course, have our astronaut here at the Fox 26 studios, Mike Massimino. Kind of recap what the emotions were from astronaut Anderson as he awaited the arrival of the shuttle.
He was just totally excited. He was excited as all of us are, you know, because he said that's really a validation of all the work that this area has done, you know, to have the shuttle Endeavour stop here. You know, it didn't fly over and keep going. It's stopping here so people can appreciate it. So, of course, look at this, guys. Nose cones aiming right here at us. Wow. It's time, you know, to appreciate the shuttle. And yes, there's a disappointment we were talking about earlier that we didn't get a real orbiter to be on display here permanently. But this is still something that this area can be totally proud of, and you know, this is a sight to see. I saw the other the replica come in, and that was exciting. This is a little bit more exciting being up there on a Boeing 747. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is just amazing to see this.
Andrew, I'm getting the feeling that you're very excited. Take some pictures for us. We've got the video here. We'll have it taped at least.
I can't take any pictures. I got a microphone in my hand.
Well, Andrea, we'll let you go, and you can snap a couple of photographs, and we'll continue to talk with Mike Massimino, astronaut Mike Massimino here in the Fox 26 studios. Mike, is this an emotional time, do you think, for former astronauts? I know you didn't fly aboard Endeavour necessarily. You flew Atlantis a couple of times. What are the emotions like, do you think, in a broad scope among astronauts who see this?
I think, you know, for me, and I think for my colleagues as well, when you look at that spaceship and you realize what it was able to accomplish and what it did for you personally on a personal level, which was mainly get you to and from space, a very hazardous undertaking, and doing that safely, you really kind of have a connection, almost an affection for the ship, and where it's been, what it's meant to our country, the experience that you had, which is, for me, and I think for most astronauts in our professional life, nothing can top a space flight. It's just an amazing experience, and to get to see that vehicle that allowed it to happen, it almost takes on a lifelike form. You almost have affection for this great ship. So to see it can be very emotional.
Did you know when you were on board how awesome it was at the time? I mean, you know, hindsight's 20/20. You can look back and think, oh yeah, the experience in the moment is often not as great as when you look back on it.
No, the whole thing. In fact, the experience in the moment is so awesome that I find myself trying to remember as best I can. And that's why I like. Luckily, they did an IMAX movie about my flight, so I can go and get as close as I can. You know, looking at it on the big screen. But yeah, though the memories of that experience, the friendships you make, they're so special. That seeing the spaceship, seeing a person you flew in space with, hearing a song that you listen to while looking out the window that brings back a memory. All these things kind of conjure up emotions, and seeing that spaceship there does the same thing.
I knew I should have been an astronaut, not a journalist. It just didn't work out. That math.
Get your application.
At one time, there was a local journalist who was kind of slated because he was being trained. The school teacher, and then Krista McAuliffe, and then a colleague of ours from another station who is now passed. He had been in training, hoping to be one of the first reporters up in space. Do you think that's ever going to happen?
I think so. I think that as we get more access to space, particularly with these commercial companies trying to open it up, I think that's what's going to happen, and I think it's what's needed. You know, we need people of different backgrounds, people with different talents, journalists, artists. These are the people we need to get into space as well, as in addition to scientists and engineers and medical doctors and so on. And I think that's where we're headed. And opening up the frontier of space to everybody, I think, is something that's important and something that's going to happen hopefully not too much longer from now.
Mike, you are giving us an amazing perspective on the shuttle and its travels around the globe many times. We are so very appreciative of having you here.
Thanks for having me. My pleasure.
And we will continue our conversation, but right now we're going to take... Well, we're not.
Actually, I think we're going to stay on a little longer. Yeah, just to very quickly give you a little bit of background. You know, I love my factoids. I often surf the internet looking for. Important to point out, Endeavour, as we talk about, Endeavour was the 5th and final space-worthy NASA space shuttle to be built, a replacement for Challenger. It's actually named after the British HMS Endeavour. It's a ship which took Captain James Cook on his first voyage of discovery back in the late 1700s. In fact, Endeavour named through a national competition involving students in elementary and secondary schools, and they put in what they think it should be named, and you know, they thought Endeavour was an appropriate title, and it certainly was. It flew its first mission in May of 1992, its final mission STS-134 in May of 2011, 25 total missions, about 299 days, if my memory serves me correctly, in space. So just like you said, it is an emotional time, and it's truly just incredibly interesting to think about where that space shuttle has gone and to think about where we're going still.